this video. I actually filmed it before and I didn't really like how it came out. So in today's video, it's gonna be mine and my friend August's. Did I even say that right? Was that English? Me and my friend August, we have a Facebook like page. It's called Life with Anxiety. He made it. He reached out to me asking me if I wanted to help with it. And of course, I said yes, being someone who has really bad anxiety. So in today's video, it's going to be an anxiety challenge. Basically, I'm going to answer 5 questions briefly about anxiety and tell you guys a little bit about it. And then I'm going to challenge all of you who are watching this, if you do have anxiety, to answer these questions, whether it be in the comment section or on our Facebook page. We're trying to get that page more active. Or if you make your own video, and if you make your own video answering these questions, I would absolutely love to see it. I feel like that would be so incredibly awesome if you guys did that. The main reason why we are doing this, not the main reason, basically like the reason why we are doing this is to spread awareness about how serious anxiety is and also how common it is. I mean, nowadays it is so common, and I feel like still there are people who don't understand it or don't think it's that serious, or there are people who even have it who don't want to talk about it because they're afraid of being judged, or, they're afraid of what other people are going to say. And I'm here to tell you, like, first of all, you could come to my channel, you could talk to me about anything. I don't judge people. I will only try to give you advice and only try to help you if I can. So I'm really excited about this video to start talking about my anxiety more. And I just want to quickly say that these questions, I literally could make a whole separate video for each one of these questions. I could go into so much detail. I could have a 15-minute video just on one question. So if my answers are kind of brief, that's why I kind of want to keep this video under 15 minutes. That's the goal here. But yeah, so if you want to know more, just ask in the comments or I'll do another video on it completely. So let's get right into this video. So basically the first question he asked was, what is an anxiety disorder? Now, I just wanted to define what an actual anxiety disorder is. An anxiety disorder is, by definition, a mental health disorder characterized by feelings of worry, anxiety, or fear that are strong enough to interfere with one's daily activities. I just want to say that every single person has some form of anxiety, because we all get nervous before school presentations, we all get nervous before work interviews. That's a normal part of being a human. However, when it gets to the point where you're having anxiety attacks, or your anxiety is interfering with social activities, which I'm going to be talking about in this video, if it's interfering with you going to work, or having kids, or anything that you should be doing, or you want to be doing, I should say, that's when it becomes an issue. So when people say I have an anxiety disorder, we're not just saying we're anxious, we're not just saying we have anxiety, we're saying it interferes with everything that we do in our lives, and that's something that I'm going to talk about in this video today. So let me jump right into the video and start answering the questions for you guys. Okay, so the first question is, does your anxiety cause changes in your sleep or appetite? Yes. All of these answers are going to be yes, by the way. But sleep, definitely. Anxiety at a point in my life caused, insomnia, because I was just up thinking all night. My mind I could not relax for anything. So I would literally just stay up all night. Definitely interfered with my sleep and my sleep schedule. And it definitely interferes with my appetite. There was a point where I lost 10 pounds because I really wasn't eating. I know sometimes when people get stressed, they eat more. Some people eat less. Some people don't eat at all. I can't not eat at all because I absolutely love food, but I was eating very minimal. Like, I was eating a very minimal amount of food. So anxiety definitely interferes with those two things. And if you're not careful, anxiety can cause eating disorders, because if you're like, I'm anxious about how I look, I hate how I look, it'll cause you to not eat. Like, anxiety, and then can cause, sleep problems because of it. So I just want to say, it starts off with anxiety, but it can lead to more serious problems like an eating disorder or a sleep disorder. It's not something to be taken lightly. And like I said, these questions are basically going to be brief, but I'll be talking about this more. I'll probably go in depth into the eating thing, in a later video or whatever. So if you guys want to hear more, just subscribe to my channel so you don't miss future videos. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention all these questions he made up. I think these are actually amazing questions that he came up with to ask because they're all pretty important. Does your anxiety lead you to use alcohol or drugs to cope? Not drugs, no, but there was a point in my life where I didn't know it at the time because it started off, drinking socially. I was drinking with friends. I was around people who drank, just doing it socially, doing it to have fun, whatever. As soon as I really realized how serious it was, and I have had alcohol addiction and stuff like that around me in my life. So when I recognized where it was going, I stopped. That's when I really realized. I was like, whoa, like this is an issue. Like you just threw up from drinking too much because you just didn't care. Like that's not okay. And I'm not saying that I'm never going to drink again. And trust me, being 21 years old, saying that you might have a drinking problem because it's in my family is not easy. And I wasn't going to put myself or my friends or family through that when I recognized how bad it could be, and I stopped it right then and there. There's no need to, but I'm not saying that I'm never going to have a drink again. I'm just saying that, I don't want to be drunk all the time anymore. And if I do decide to have a drink, then that's my decision. And if I don't, then I don't. And people should respect that. And I have a few people that don't, and it's kind of annoying. But, yeah, so for a little while I did use alcohol to cope, but I just want to let you guys know it's not going to help. You can get drunk all you want. You're going to wake up with the same problems. Alcohol, drugs, it does not help. But in the long run, it does not help. So please, if you guys are doing that, please try and get help. Do not use alcohol or drugs to cope with anxiety, depression, or anything, because it doesn't help. I promise you that. The next question is, does anxiety interfere with your relationships? I just want to say anxiety interferes with every single type of relationship that I have in my life. Whether it be, I don't have a boyfriend right now, but when I did, whether it be a boyfriend, my mom, my dad, my brother, my friends, I think it interferes with relationships the most for me personally, and it's probably like that for you guys as well, when people don't understand what anxiety is like. Now, if you don't have anxiety, obviously you're not going to understand what anxiety is like, but I hope that talking about it really makes people, first of all, if you have anxiety, know that you're not alone, you're not the only one going through this, but also, if you're watching this and you don't have anxiety yourself, but say someone in your family does, or, you're dating someone who has bad anxiety, maybe this can help you try and help them. I really just want my channel to be a safe place for you guys to come if you have anxiety, and also maybe to get advice to help other people if you don't have anxiety, but you know someone who does. But it interferes with all types of relationships. Sometimes, I don't want to go out, and people don't. Sometimes they don't understand that. Honestly, I'm working on getting my license. I actually just got my permit, which I'm so excited about, and I'm trying to find a car, and then I will have my license. That, I think, will make it a lot easier for me to go out, because I'm not depending on someone to bring me to and from. My thing is, I don't like depending on people. I don't like feeling like a burden to people, and also, I want to be able to go to a party when I want to go to and leave when I want to leave. Like, that helps my anxiety a lot, having that freedom to do whatever I want when I want. So when I get my license, hopefully that'll be better. But yes, anxiety does interfere with relationships, especially if people don't understand or are not trying to understand what you are going through and why sometimes you don't want to do certain things, no matter what that is. So, okay, the next question is, does your anxiety cause panic attacks or flashbacks of past trauma? Now, the flashbacks of past trauma is more leaning to the subject of PTSD, which I don't have. However, I have had flashbacks. I don't have PTSD, but sometimes, if it's a traumatic event, sometimes you do get flashbacks, but it wasn't that severe, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't PTSD. However, anxiety attacks, well, anyone who knows me knows that I deal with anxiety attacks, panic attacks, whatever you want to call them, a lot. They're pretty bad for me. When I have one so bad, I can't see, I can't hear, I can't even really breathe. I cannot function. When my anxiety attacks get that bad, I cannot function. And I'm on lorazepam. I'm on 0.5 milligrams of that. I'm not ashamed to say it. And if you're on medication for anxiety, depression, anything, you should not be ashamed to say it either. I will probably be making a whole separate video on my anxiety attacks because there's so much that I could say about it. But yes, I do struggle with not just anxiety, but anxiety attacks. And if you have had them, if you've ever had them, if you've ever seen anyone have them, you know how scary it feels or looks or whatever. It's one of the scariest things for me about having anxiety, because it can happen anywhere at any time and you never know when it can happen, and it's just so scary. So I will be probably making a whole separate video on that as well. Okay, and then last but not least, the last question is, does your anxiety make you avoid social situations? And I just talked about that a little bit briefly, but yes, I mean, like I said, when I get my license, I think it'll definitely be easier for me to go out, meet new people, do new things, whatever. But right now I'm good where I'm at. Right now I'm happy. That's the main thing. Yeah, like I said, I never thought that I had really bad social anxiety, but it definitely does make me avoid social situations sometimes, you know, and honestly, like, sometimes if I just don't want to go somewhere, I just don't want to go somewhere, but sometimes I am anxious about it, and when I was in a relationship, in my most recent relationship, he was really good at dealing with my anxiety when, say, I didn't want to go out somewhere. Say we had, like, you know, date night or whatever, and we were going out to the diner, and date night comes around, and I'm just not feeling it. Like, I just don't want to go. And I say, look, you know, I'm really not feeling too good tonight. I really don't want to go. You know, he never got mad at me. He never made it a big deal. He never got frustrated. He was never like, oh, you're so annoying. Like, you never want to go do anything because of your anxiety. Like, he never said anything like that to me, because if anyone ever said anything like that to me, I'd punch them. But he was really good at dealing with it. You know, I'm not trying to talk about my last relationship, but if you're with someone who has bad anxiety and they are avoiding social situations and they don't want to go out a lot, the worst thing, the absolute worst thing that you can do for them is say, oh, what the heck, like, you don't want to go out, you never want to do anything, you're so boring. Like, I swear to God, that will get you punched in the face if if you say that to someone who has bad anxiety, because if you don't understand what it is like, please do not say anything like that to whoever you are with, whether it's a friend, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever. But I think understanding, saying, I have your back if something happens, you are safe, you are with me, I'm not going to let anything happen to you, and if you want to leave, we can. That definitely helps. I have more of, like, generalized anxiety. Like, I'm anxious about everything. So it's not just social situations, it's not just work, it's not just, you know, relationships, it's everything. But yes, it definitely makes me avoid social situations. So, unfortunately, that was the last question. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, though. Anxiety for me is not something that is really easy for me to talk about, but I feel like I have it for a reason. I feel like if I have this and it is because I'm supposed to help people, then that is what I want to do, and I never want any of you guys to feel alone. So, you know, if you need someone to talk to, my social media is always linked down below. Here for you guys. We have the Facebook like page, which we've already gotten messages saying thank you so much for making this page, which honestly, when I read something like that, that makes my day. Like, this is why me and August are doing this, and that's why I'm motivated to talk to you guys about my anxiety, even though it is not easy for me. I actually filmed this a few days ago, and I was so anxious during the whole video. I deleted it. I couldn't even do it, so I was just like, I can't. But like I said, I'll be talking about all these topics again, more in depth in other videos, so please stay tuned for that. Leave me any questions that you have, or any questions that you want me to answer in future videos or whatever. And yeah, you guys are not alone. Anxiety, depression, PTSD, bipolar disorder, whatever you guys have or whatever you guys are going through, it's not easy, and mental health is not something that people should take lightly, even though it is so common. But that's the reason why it shouldn't be taken so lightly, is because it's so common. So we need to figure out a way to not make this so common, not make this the generation for our kids to grow up in, which that's going to be hard to do, because this world absolutely sucks. I mean, you know, look at what's going on in the world today. Absolutely disgusting. This world's disgusting. So it's going to be hard to do that, but I'm trying to spread I always mess up. I always do that. I'm trying to spread positivity as much as I can and just help people. So I hope that I did that, and I hope that you guys will continue to watch my channel and stay with me on this anxiety journey. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.